Everybody. Just want to talk a little bit about going into the holiday season. Ramadan's only a few weeks away, May 6th, 7th, somewhere around there. It's projected. So some of you are going to be like me. You don't have Muslim friends and family around you. You don't have the celebrations around you, and it's difficult for us. All I see online is the posts about how excited people are that Ramadan is coming and what a blessing. And to me, and I've had so much trouble with my iman lately, my willpower lately, my ability to get things done, that for me, I'm going, what if I fail at fasting? What if I don't wake up and eat my breakfast and pray, and then you know, will I be able to fast all day? Am I going to have the willpower to make sure I get all my prayers done and all my Quran readings done? And I'm filled with anxiety. I have no support team, and last Ramadan I was lucky enough to have my husband with me. The Ramadan before was like now. I was alone, and it was a little hard, but it was my second Ramadan, and had that, new convert feeling going. And I know you guys are thinking 4 years. It's not 4 years, but fourth Ramadan. You know, it's not like you're still new, right? So, and I know all that, but it's like, I won't get those iftars with friends and family. I won't get those. I won't get the Eid celebration. I won't get the fun parts, right, that everybody else gets to look forward to. Of course, I'll get the spiritual parts, which is what Ramadan's all about. But if you've been like me and been having a lot of trouble lately with depression and anxiety, and having the will to do the things you even need to do, then you'll understand where I'm coming from. It's a little hard. So people telling you it's a joyous occasion doesn't actually improve the way you feel about it, right? It just makes you feel worse that you're not feeling this joy like you're supposed to feel this joy. It's supposed to be a joyous occasion, but here I am panicking that I'm not going to be able to fast, or I'm not going to be able to say my prayers. I'm not going to wake up and eat before I have to fast. This feeling of not being good enough. I'm not saying I'm not good enough, but I'm just saying there's that feeling there that's like, in my head I understand there's no such thing as not good enough to be a Muslim, not good enough to fast, not good enough to pray. I know that. I know that here, right? But it's hard to feel it whole when I've been struggling with so many anxiety issues and even some personal problems, which I can't say. When I say personal problems, okay, it's relative, because a lot of my personal problems right now aren't my personal problems. Actually, they're my daughter's problems, my son's problems, my husband's problems, and I'm struggling because of their problems and how they affect me. So it's not even fair to call those my problems. But depression's, any of you guys who suffer from long-term depression or bipolar or OCD, you know that it doesn't matter. Things could be going perfectly. I could have $1 million, do whatever I want every single day of my life, be surrounded by loved ones, be praying every single prayer I could 5 times a day, and any extra prayers, and I could be doing all the right things and people be doing all the right things. But when you have these clinical depression issues, that doesn't matter. Sometimes people will say prayer is the answer to depression. Prayer is the answer. If you prayed more, your iman would be higher. If you loved God enough, you wouldn't be unhappy. And I think when people say those things, it's very unfair to those of us, because it is chemical, it is mental, and it's not fair to deny what people feel. You know, even if you look at somebody and you say they don't have the right to be depressed because they have all these good things, and people do that. I've pointed out that somebody seems like they might be suffering severe depression, and the person's response was, they're depressed. What did they have to be depressed about? This is what's going on in my life. And they were angry. How dare that person be depressed? How dare they? They don't understand real depression, blah, blah, blah. And that's not fair. Your feelings are your feelings. Yes, I might not understand why you're depressed, or, why you look at a situation and think it's terrible, and I don't understand why, or why something depresses you. But that doesn't make it less real. Your feelings are your feelings. You can be the most religious person ever, and you can still suffer from depression. And I hate that people think that you could just pray away, because you can't. And people telling you that only piles on top, Here you are, and you're like struggling. Every prayer is a struggle, and I know when I pray I will feel better. But that doesn't help me to pray 5 times a day. I have to trick myself into praying, because even though it feels good, it's something else I have to do. It's another obligation. And when you're depressed, an obligation is huge, huge, huge weight, even if it's for God, even if it's for eternity, even if it's going to make you feel better. I mean, people are that way about exercise, right? If you exercise, you'll feel better, but you have to do it. So maybe that's easier for some of you who are less physical people to understand where I'm coming from. But, so Ramadan's coming. I think I'm going to try to do a blog every day to help get myself through it. Because before, I was so excited, had so many plans. Now I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm going to concentrate on God. I'm going to make sure I get my prayers. I'm going to, do things right. But that's the same thing I promise every year. And I do every year to the best of my ability. I fast except when I have, female reasons or medical reasons not to. I say all my prayers. I read my Quran. I do those things. I don't know why this year I'm so scared. But I just wanted everybody to know, if you're out there and you're not feeling that joy you're supposed to feel about Ramadan, there's other people like you. Even with it being such a blessing, it doesn't feel like a blessing right now. It feels like a big exam coming up that I'm going to fail, that I can't prepare for. I don't know if you guys understand my reference, but it's like that, right? It's I've got 2 weeks to prepare to pass this exam. And it's not like Ramadan is pass or fail. It's not like your faith is pass or fail. You're human. Your intentions matter to God. Your intentions are what matters. You've got to remember that. You've got to be strong in that way. And don't let anybody tell you that you're not good enough to pray, that you're not Muslim enough, whatever you believe. I know I have beliefs that people say I can't be Muslim if I believe, and that's not true. And it's just not. And there was a bombing, a few weeks ago, a Shia mosque. The Wahhabi extremists, people in charge of Saudi Arabia and their sect, they believe that Shias aren't Muslims. So a lot of Shia versus Sunni violence is down to that, and people saying who's Muslim, who's not. I'm Muslim. I'm so Muslim. I'm so faithful to God. I can't remember a time in my life whenever, no matter what happened in my life, or no matter, like, you get people with these science debates, which, I personally don't understand how people think they can't coexist, but that's a whole different thing. But whatever's happened in life, even if I've tried to be an atheist, I'm not even a good atheist. I remember as an atheist, my thought would be like, what if God finds out I don't believe him? And realizing that means you believe there's a God, it was a big step in me going, you're not an atheist. Don't be stupid. So, just stay faithful to yourself, do your best, be the best Muslim you can be to yourself, and carry on, and Ramadan will be fine, and you'll be fine. And you can just comment on me if you would like to know more or if you'd like to talk about it, okay? Bye, everybody.